Welcome into tonight's race. We've got the finale of the Donut Box Xfinity Series tonight here at Homestead-Miami. 300 miles, 200 laps on tap tonight to crown a champion before we get too far. Let's go ahead and remind you guys the championship 4 drivers to pay attention to tonight. The heavy favorite all season, the man right here on your screen, the 38 of Cam Patterson. The 04 Sharpie machine right there, Mark Parkhurst. The 57 Granite State machine there of Shane Fuller. And the final 4 driver there, the 78 of Logan Feschischen. So we'll talk to as many of these guys as we can here as practice is wrapping up. We'll start with the 38 of Cam Patterson. Hey Cam, it's Jesse up in the booth. Do you got a copy? Well, here it is, the finale tonight of Season 2. You're the championship favorite pretty much all season now. You're here in the Final 4 getting ready to battle it out. How does it feel for you, the 38 machine tonight? Yeah, absolutely. 300 miles coming up. I'm curious, what does it look like for fuel tonight? Because I know we've got a 90-lap jog, I believe, to finish this thing out for the last 200 laps. How many laps are you going to be able to make it on fuel, you think? Alrighty, well, we're going to let you continue on practicing here, but thank you for the fuel info. You're second on the practice board right now. Mark Parker's 3/100 faster of a time. I'm definitely expecting it's going to be a competitive one tonight. You feeling the same way? Well, good luck to you one more time. Put on a show for us tonight, and thank you for talking to us. All right, let's see if we can bring up one more here. I just realized the mistake I made. I brought Cam up, didn't even have the chat on for Discord. Sorry, Cam, I'm bringing you back up because I realized I made a grave mistake and had the Discord muted.
Oh gosh.
I'll sum up what we heard. Cam, you can go ahead and give your first little spiel. First question I asked you.
Oh,
how
yeah.
you feeling?
Yeah, I'm feeling good, feeling nervous, but excited. Mark is who I'm going for tonight. He is my main competition. He's the guy that's been able to fight me one-on-one this entire season. I've had some good battles with some other guys too, but he's always been there in the end, and so he's the guy that I got all eyes on tonight, and it's gonna be a fun, long race.
Absolutely, and I did ask you about the fuel number, which you said was about 27 to 28 laps, right?
Yes, sir. That's where it's around.
Alrighty. Again, I apologize for having you talk to me for like 2 minutes and no one being able to hear you. So.
No, it's okay, man. Yeah, you're all good. I'm willing to say whatever you need me to repeat.
No, you're good.
Wait, hold on. Don't keep me in here. Oh, 30.2 laps. That's the exact number that I have right now.
All right, so definitely gonna be a 2-stopper if it stays green in the final stage. It looks like.
100%, and it's gonna be about saving tires and not. And I don't mean that. I mean When I say that, I don't mean like just going slow. I mean like literally saving your tire sets. We're only going to get so many in this long race, so that's the fun part about these long full-length races at Donut Box is that they're long and you don't get all the tires that you want. It's going to be uncomfortable. It's going to be fun.
All right. Well, thanks again for chatting with us. Sorry about my mishap. Good luck tonight. Put on a show for us, and we'll catch you later.
All right, man. I'll see you later.
Holy crap. What a rookie mistake. I do have a special guest in here tonight, as he has been the last couple of weeks. Blake Hutchinson back up in the booth with me. Say hello, Blake.
What's going on, Jesse?
Oh, getting ready to have a fun championship 4 battle here. Just talked to Cam Patterson. Let's see if we can get Shane Fuller up here real quick before his qualifying stint, see how he's feeling. Shane, it's Jesse and Blake up in the booth. Do you got a copy?
What's up, fellas?
Man, we are excited to be watching tonight this championship 4 battle. Not quite sure where you ended up on the practice board. I wasn't paying that much attention, but how are you feeling about your odds tonight, and what are you expecting tonight?
Probably about a 25% odd of getting a championship.
There you go.
How'd you come up with that number, Shane?
Just basic math, buddy.
1 in 4 is what you're saying?
I got a quarter chance to win this thing. I don't know. It's so weird with this track. You can generate such a run on the high side, but then you burn up more tires, so you want to save everything down low. I would seem to be about 2/10 faster in the low line than I do up high, so my game plan is probably going to be trying to run low as much as I can, but that's just depending on how everything unfolds in front of me or behind me. So I don't know. The cars seem to be okay. It was in the middle. I'm not too excited about this, but we'll just go into battle and see what we can do here.
Absolutely. That's all you can do. Definitely looking forward to the battle between you 4 championship drivers tonight. I'm sure it will be exciting. I'm sure it will be a good time. Are you expecting some fighting on the track? Are we going to see any cautions tonight? We've been on a streak of some very clean races.
Well, it's the last race. We're going for broke. It's going to be elbows up for sure. So we'll see what happens. I feel we've been doing a lot of give and take throughout this whole season, but it's go time, man. So I can't guarantee that it's going to be clean, but we'll try and put on a heck of a show and be respectful.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for coming up into the booth and chatting with us. Blake, you got any last words for Shane here?
Yeah, I got one, Shane. Now, Logan Festchician, you think if he wins this race, what are his odds to get a girlfriend?
Well, I mean, they probably increase, I'd say at least by 35%.
Wow.
Most definitely. Rumor is the girls have all logged in to watch Logan Festchician if he can cash in and win this championship.
Oh, then it's going up to 45%.
Well, there you go. It's a whole, it's a whole about 46% for Logan now.
But then it might go down to 0% because if he does win, he'll probably cry.
That's true. Didn't think about that one. Well, thank you for coming up and chatting with us. Go ahead and do your qualifying, and we'll talk to some more of your competitors. And good luck tonight, and put on a show.
All right, thank you, boys. Thank you.
Speaking of him, I think he's done with his qualifying effort, so let's bring him on up in the 78, Mr. Logan Festchician. Hey, Logan, it's Jesse and Blake up in the booth. You got a copy?
I gotcha.
All right, man. Qualifying looks to be done for you here, 4th on the board. How's it feeling for you tonight? What are you expecting to happen tonight for you?
No matter how we come out tonight, I'm gonna be happy with myself. I've told myself I can't get disappointed no matter what happens. I feel as though I've surprised myself with what I was able to accomplish this season, as well as proved wrong all the doubters. So, regardless, Championship 4 is. I'm happy to be here, and I'm hungry but humble.
Absolutely, and I'll ask the same thing I asked the other guys. Are you
35%.
expecting some caution tonight, or like some cautions, or is it going to be another clean race here in the Donut Box Xfinity Series for the championship?
You know how this league goes. We tend to run pretty clean and green. You know, we may have a caution here and there, but usually we don't even have one caution for incident. So I think it could play into our advantage today, but I'm not keeping my hopes up.
I hear you. Blake, you got anything for Logan here?
I don't have much. It looked like you put down a mediocre qualifying lap, Logan. You're going to be starting middle of the pack.
Yeah, for the first lap, I tried to play it a little conservative to make sure I could get a time set, and then on my second one, I decided to push a little and stuffed it into the turn one wall.
And other than that, rumor is you got a bunch of ladies in the waiting room watching this race for you. So, hey, if you go out there and win it, you might have some good odds.
Yeah, one at a time, ladies.
Yeah, I think, what did Shane say? If you win the championship, your odds of getting a girlfriend go up to about 45%. So we're definitely rooting for you on that.
I gotcha.
All right. Thanks for chatting with us. Good luck with the race tonight. Put on a show, and we'll catch you later.
Yeah, we'll try our best.
All right. And that leaves only one person way down here in the bottom of the Discord. Gotta go find him. Mr. Mark Parker's in the 04, the final four driver we're gonna talk to tonight. Hey Mark, it's Jesse and Blake up in the booth. Do you got a copy?
Hey, got you guys.
All right. You're the final four driver we're talking to tonight. How is the car feeling for you? You're number 2 on the board, about a 10th behind Cam. Looking like you got some speed. What you expecting tonight?
A lot of aggressiveness at the end. I think it's gonna be a lot of people going for broke, trying to get all they can get there in the last race, and it's gonna come down to whoever I think saves their tires the best, who doesn't get too aggressive, who doesn't hit the wall too much. So, just got to be smart. I think one of our longest races of the season, so got to be smart, keep it safe, play strategy well, and whoever's there at the end is gonna win it.
Yeah, 300 miles, definitely an endurance race almost for this series. You expecting a green flag race like we've been having the last couple weeks, or do you think people are going to get to scrapping because it's the championship and we might actually see some yellow flag laps happening tonight?
I think once we get spread out a little bit, I think some people are better at saving their stuff than others. I think it'll get spread out if we can get some green laps in, and especially with such a long third stage, it shouldn't get too bad, I wouldn't think, but like you said, it is a championship race, so I think a lot of people could try to mix it up a little bit, and that could lead to some aggression there at the end.
Absolutely. Blake, you got anything for Mark here?
I don't have too much. Cam Patterson said he considers you to be his main competition here tonight, so hopefully you two can duke it out here for the finale.
I hope so. I've had his replays up on my screen a lot, watching what he's doing, trying to learn a little bit from him, Shane as well, and I think it's translated into a little bit of extra speed, but it's all going to come down to saving my tires, I think.
Gentlemen, welcome to the championship race here at Homestead.
Absolutely. Well, we're going to wish you luck. Put on a show out there tonight. See what you can do, and we'll be talking to you later. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
All right, Blake, we've got 2.5 minutes here until we get gridded up. Cam Patterson getting the pole, it looks like. Mark Parkhurst starting second. Christian Taylor cracking the top 3. Who is your pick tonight out of the final 4? Who's going to come home with this thing?
Jesse, most people would sit back here and say Cam Patterson's going to win this thing. But you know what? I've seen that kid choke before, and he's going to choke again tonight. Mark Parkhurst is going to be your champion here tonight at Homestead.
Wow, Mark Parkhurst, he's definitely a good pick. He usually finds his way to use strategy to his advantage, and with such a long final stage that's going to come up here, especially if it stays green flag, he's definitely a good pick. Cam Patterson has definitely got the speed. If I'm going to go with either of those guys, it would be a safe pick, but I'm going to be brave. I'm going to pick my guy in the 57, Shane Fuller. I think he's going to find a way to find some speed here tonight and somehow pull this one off.
I definitely wouldn't be shocked if Shane wins it. He's always there at the end of these races, so he's always got a shot.
Absolutely. He's definitely got a fighter mentality when it comes to the track. He definitely finds a way to find speed when he needs it, and that's how he's come away with the wins he has this season. And this might just be the race that he can find that extra little bit he needs. It's definitely going to be a fun race tonight. Going to be going into the night. They'll be turning the lights on here in Homestead. And I think it might be a fireworks show. You know, we usually have green flag racing, but let's just say these Championship 4 drivers, if they get in a spot where they can, you know, potentially get ahead of one of their opponents, they might push it a little far. Maybe see some wrecks tonight. Who knows?
Now, Jesse, for our viewers, what are our stages here tonight?
Stages tonight in this race. Let me just double check myself, but I'm 99% sure. Yes, stages are going to be end of lap 45 and end of lap 110. So we're going to have pit stops in all the stages, potentially, or likely 2 pit stops in the final stage, possibly even 3 for some guys. Cam said the number was somewhere between 27 and 30 laps, so it definitely is going to come down to some strategy at the end out of these guys.
And another, you know, and tonight I think another car to watch for. I think Mike Poole, he's going to putt around there at the start like he normally does. But I think by the end of this race, he'll do a good job of saving tires and be in the thick of things.
Absolutely. Mike Poole is our favorite Canadian, but we're getting gridded up here. I'm going to take a quick little break if you don't mind chatting with the people a little bit, and I'll be right back.
Yes, sir. But folks, we appreciate you tuning in here tonight. Donut Box Championship. We're here at Homestead-Miami. Should be a good one. Your final 4 tonight, as Jesse went over, we interviewed them. It's Cam Patterson, Mark Parkhurst, Logan Festchishin, and Shane Fuller. So be sure to put in the chat who you think's going to win this thing. And here we're going to be getting started here shortly.
Alrighty, getting ready to get rolling here and get ready to do our grid walk for the final time of Donut Box Season 2 as these drivers are getting ready to roll. We're going to start off here on the front row with 2 of your Championship 4 drivers. Starting from the pole here on the inside is going to be the 38 of Cam Patterson. He's got the 04 of Mark Parkhurst to his outside.
Keep an eye on that front row. As Jesse mentioned, 2 of our Championship 4 are at it. But, folks, in row number 2 on the inside, the 96, he loves roasting his tires. It's Christian Taylor. 2 is outside on the number 10 machine, the family man, Tony Osborne.
Kicking off row 3, everybody's favorite Canadian there in the Bandit Mechanical Services Ford Mustang, the 84 Mike Poole. To his outside, another Championship 4 contender, Shane Fuller.
Row number 4 on the inside. He's the Cinderella tonight, the least likely one to win it. It's the 78 Logan Festchishin. 2 is outside in the 23 machine, Tyler Smith.
Then you got Frank Warner on the inside there, and to his outside is the 32 car of Ryan Castleberry.
Row number 6 on the inside, going to be the 08 of Andrew Lewis. To the outside in the 42, Chris Bishop.
And it looks like we've got Ben Madden starting out the final row. Pace car getting ready to go off. We're almost getting ready to go green. Barely got through that grid walk. Green flag is out. Turn the frickin' music off. Holy smokes, they're going green. Side by side for the lead. Coming into turn 1 between Parkhurst and Patterson, but Patterson does pull ahead, and there is calamity behind.
It looks like the 78 here looking to take him 3 wide in the first corner. Festchishin, he elects not to.
Yeah, you still got Christian Taylor, Tony Osborne side by side going into turn 3 here. That's going to be for the 3rd spot right now. Parkhurst and Patterson ahead. Whoa, and the 23 of Tyler Smith is sideways, and he goes around. No caution.
Boy, that's unfortunate. I'm checking out the replay now, Jesse. Looked like Smith just lost it here. Watching the replay. Yep, he just loops it coming out. Gets a little sideways. Almost saves it. Festchishin had nowhere to go. And finishes the job and turns him.
Absolutely. Setting back the 78 a little bit early here. Patterson and Parkhurst are starting to break away from this field up here in the front.
How about the family man, though? Tony Osborne, the number 10 machine, running in 3rd. Looking pretty good here early on.
Absolutely. Tony's definitely come on strong here near the end of the season. He was everybody's top pick to make that final 4 spot. The 78 of Festchishin barely sneaking away with it. But Osborne's definitely picked it up here later in the season, and he's definitely showing some speed out there tonight, running in third right now.
Definitely appears that way. We know Haley Osborne's out there watching this race. Haley, put a shout out in the chat. We know you're watching. Diehard fan.
Absolutely, and there is still scrapping back here. This is going to be for the 7th spot. Logan Fastician just took that spot away from Frank Warner. And then you've got behind them side by side, I believe that's Ryan Castleberry in the 32 and Chris Bishop in the 42. That's me back there for the 10th spot.
Folks, don't count out the 57 of Shane Fuller. He just put down the fastest lap of the session, a 33.39 last lap around.
But we've got a battle for the lead up here. Mark Parker's Cam Patterson side by side. I didn't notice when Parker was able to get by into the lead, but he led last lap, and now they're side by side across the stripe. I don't even know who had it. Looks like it was Parkhurst by a nose. Patterson dives it down.
Yeah, Patterson, an aggressive side draft there here on lap number 5. He wants to keep that lead.
Absolutely. He knows his best chance is to stay ahead of Parkhurst and hopefully save his tires just a little bit better than the 04. That's going to be his best way to get this championship here.
And you know the 57 is Shane Fuller. He's licking his chops back there. He's hoping these two start duking it out, tearing their stuff up.
Absolutely. Fuller has gotten by Osborne now. Fuller running in third. You've got 3 of your championship 4 drivers running 1, 2, and 3 here early on, lap 6 of 200.
And folks, Tyler Smith has appeared to call it quits. He looped it around again, spun out, and he towed it into the pits. His night is done.
Yeah, absolutely. You got to kind of feel for the man. He, I believe sources are telling me he drove roughly 3.5 hours home to make it to this race, just to unfortunately spin almost immediately. It's tough for the 23 tonight.
Yeah, his car definitely getting loose on exit. Did it twice already, and that's what called it quits for him. But in the meantime, though, Cam Patterson out front, trying to pull away just a little bit, about 1/4 of a second ahead of Parker's.
Yeah, he's increasing that lead just bit by bit. He was only a 10th faster than Parker's that last time. Shane Fuller, though, fastest on the track the previous lap. He's definitely gaining ground on these two, and it should make it interesting.
Meanwhile, Festician still hanging out in the 7th position. You got to wonder what his plan is tonight. Is he lacking the speed, or is he just trying to save some tires?
Yeah, if I'm in the 78th position, knowing that I didn't qualify as well as the other guys up front, my main focus would be just trying to save tires and try to find yourself towards the front later on in this run. I mean, we've got it's lap 8. We've still got, just under 30 laps before we get to the stage break. So he's got a long time to make up spots. As the 84 car hard into the wall. Not sure what happened to Mike Poole there. He came across my camera view, and that thing, I think you can say it, Blake, because he's cooling in the pits now.
Yeah, I'm trying to watch the replay, but I can confirm the 84 car, that car is junk.
It looks junk to me. It looks like he's coming down pit road, and it looks like it's leaning heavily to one side, so he's going to have to pull that thing down. Uses fast repair up on lap 9. That's not what you want to see. I'm not sure if he just got loose and smacked the wall that hard or what happened to him, but not good for the 84. These cars seem to be loose tonight. 23 and now the 84 into pit road early.
Other than that, not too many battles around the speedway right now. Really, the closest battle appears to be for the race lead.
Yeah, it's continued to be about 1/4 of a second advantage for Patterson, and Fuller continues to sneak up little bit by little bit. 10 laps in, it's definitely looking like these 3 are going to be the main show.
Now, Jesse, if you're running here at Homestead, are you trying to run the top, or are you bottom feeding?
Well, the smartest way to do it is to run the bottom, because that's going to be the way you save tires. And, that's how you're going to have speed on the long run. But the fun way to do it is running the high line. Because ripping the high line, you definitely are faster. It burns your tires up, but you're definitely faster, and it's a lot more enjoyable to do, that's for sure. As you saw, I believe the 96 of Taylor is running that high line. We'll see if he does it here through 3 and 4. And yeah, he's up above the middle of the track for sure, and he's getting that speed. But it might hurt his tires in the long run.
Okay, we're going to find out how it works out. The 96, so he's ripping the fence, and he gets into it right on cue. Taylor into the wall.
Now, that's going to happen whenever, you throw it all out there on the high line. You're going to scrape that wall a little bit. You just got to hope you don't get stuck in it.
But it looks like he's not giving it up. He still continues to roll the top. He is not scared.
Look, as Christian Taylor is one of my best friends in real life, I can tell you one of the personality traits of that man is stubborn. But he actually goes to the bottom this time, so maybe, he's hearing my voice in his head telling him to save his tires. Who knows?
As we look around the track, Cam Patterson out front, nearly a half a second, slowly but surely pulling away. Parkhurst trying to keep him in his front windshield view.
Let's take a look out of that view real quick. We're right on board with the 04 Parkhurst here for a little bit as he tries to chase down that 38, who's starting, as you said, to run away just a little bit. This is generally how it goes every week. You'll see the 38 car. There might be a little bit of a fight for the lead for a while, but he just is able to save just a little bit better than everybody else, and he starts to take off. But sometimes what you'll see is Parkhurst kind of let the 38 do his thing and take off like that, and then get him back at the end of the stage by saving his stuff up.
And Terrence K in the chat, he's saying Fez is junk. I believe he's referring to Logan Festish. Logan, you're junk.
Yep, he's junk according to the chat. 6 seconds back from the battle for the lead right now is the 78, but you can't count him out yet. There's still 185 frickin' laps to go, so it's still a long race. As you see, Shane Fuller has gotten to the back bumper of the 04 now.
Yeah, Fuller looks to have some serious speed. We're going to see if he can continue to maintain this pace.
Absolutely. He could make it interesting here. It's been these three guys all season pretty much. Parkhurst, Patterson, and Fuller been the main guys battling for the lead. Actually, I'll go ahead and pull up some statistics here, and I can tell you exactly how many wins between the three of them. You've got 14 out of the 19 previous races have been won by one of these three drivers, so it's no surprise to see them out front.
And I will say George Patterson wasn't very happy in the chat that neither of us picked Cam to win this championship here tonight.
I always root for an underdog, and, it always comes back to bite me. Blake, my DraftKings history, but that's how you get the fun out of it. You got to pull for the underdog. Cam Patterson has been an exceptional driver, and it wouldn't be a surprise to anyone if he does come home with it, but, sometimes you got to root against greatness,
Yeah, and for you folks at home, there's rooting for the underdog, and there's having a problem. And my co-announcer here, Jesse Becker, I think he's got a problem. His bets on DraftKings are atrocious. He does the wildest parlays you'll ever see in your life.
I don't think you'll be saying that when one of them does hit eventually, but I think we're a long way from that, as we've got a little bit of a battle going on here. Frank Warner's catching back up to the 78 of Festitian now. He might be trying to make a move here soon for 6th. He's got Ben Madden right behind him, too.
Meanwhile, Andrew Lewis and Ryan Castleberry trying to duke it out for last.
That's the best position to duke it out for because, if you're not last, it's better than being last for sure. So I wouldn't want to be last. I'd fight for it, too.
Always the most entertaining battle on the track.
Whoa. 57 of Fuller to pit road. That caught me off guard. He's the first to pit other than the guys with damage.
That's a unique strategy here, Jesse. What do you think Fuller's thinking?
He might just be trying to get the quickest pit stop possible. If you come down this early, he's probably right on the fuel number to make it to the end of the stage. So he's coming down now and just making it simple, filling the tank all the way back up. Sometimes if you wait a little while and come into pit road, you might have to play with the fuel manually a little bit. And sometimes you can get it wrong and that pit stop's a little longer, so you might be trying to gain some time that way. As he came down pit road, Festitian came down, the 23 of Smith is back down pit road. And then you got a whole slew of drivers that just came down, the 10, the 9, the 33, and the 84 all hitting pit road now.
Now, Jesse, correct me if I'm wrong, though, but in my mind, you want to stay out there as long as you can because really this doesn't matter. Stage points do not matter here tonight. So it's all about how long your pit stop is going to be under caution. And the later you pit under green, the quicker your fuel stop should be here at the end of the stage.
That is a very good point to think of. I think the main thing that'll happen there is these drivers are probably going to all take 4 tires at the end of the stage, if we're being honest. And they should be able to get the fuel done in that window, but hey, you never know.
Good point there, so I guess it doesn't matter.
Shane Fuller is trying to fight for his lap back, though. Cam Patterson was able to hold him off, and it looks like Fuller's going to fall back from the 38 a little bit. Parkhurst is in pit road now. Fuel only stop for him, and Patterson's coming down as well.
Folks, that's going to put the 96 while he's ripping the top. Christian Taylor to the race lead.
Yep, Christian Taylor in that 5150 LLC machine there getting a lap led tonight. That's going to be an extra bonus point for the 96 in the standings.
96 going in this time.
96 reportedly coming down pit road this time.
You know, all he wanted to do was lead a lap, and he's good. He's going to come down pit road, get that thing fueled up.
Rumor is that 96 machine is racing the number 9 Frank Warner for the 7th position in this point standings tonight.
Yeah, it looks to be the case. About a 4-point difference between those two drivers. And in case no one knows, there are prizes for this league for the top 10. So for even those guys that aren't in the playoffs, every position still matters because there's a chance they can make some more money. The 96 in pit road, Andy Lewis down pit road, as well as Ryan Castleberry this time. It's going to let Chris Bishop have the lead.
Yeah, the Muncie, Indiana, Chris Bishop. He's got no speed, but it doesn't matter because he's your race leader.
Hey, if you lead a lap, you lead a lap. Doesn't matter how you come about it. Looks like he's going to probably... No, he's going to stay out there a while. I thought he was going to come down pit road. He's just going to get as many green flag laps led as he can.
Meanwhile, it looks like Cam Patterson had a pretty good stop. He is out front of Mark Parkhurst by about 1 1/4 seconds.
Yeah, as far as the battle for the cars that have come down pit road already, Cam Patterson, like you said, definitely winning that, and it's gotten a little more spread out. The 04 and 57 are still the 2 cars there in that battle, but they're definitely a little farther back. Christian Taylor's holding back a hornet's nest behind him of 4 cars coming up on him quick.
Yeah, man, it appears that 96 might have burnt them tires up as he gets into the wall again.
But you can see the different lines going on because you've got the 96 ripping the wall, and then behind him is Festchician running the bottom. Then you had the 10 of Osborne running the wall and Frank Warner running the wall. Everybody's moving around, and that's part of what makes this track so fun is there's so many different lanes you can choose from. You can run pretty much anywhere and find speed.
And speaking of speed, you know, if I'm sitting in the pit box of the 78 car, I think, you know, you don't have the speed that the other 3 Championship 4 drivers do. You got to start thinking of some kind of strategy call to put yourself in the mix of things.
Yeah, I don't know what my strategy would be if I was the 78. I mean, maybe you try to save an extra set of tires compared to everybody else, so that way if there does... Whoa, as Frank Warner's getting loose, so he manages to save it. But if you're the 78, maybe you think about trying to save just an extra set of tires, so that way if there is a random late race caution, you can try to pounce on everybody else with fresh tires when they might not have any left. That is a possibility.
I was definitely thinking that earlier, but how many sets of tires do these guys get?
They usually get 4 tire sets. I believe it's the set you start with, and then 3 additional tire changes during the race. Okay. So you see a lot of drivers take them at each stage, and they're usually left with 1 more for the final one.
So me, if I'm the 78, I think you obviously know you're not going to win this race on speed. This first stage, go in there, don't get tires, just put around there, save some tires, and then stage 2, go ahead and change them out. And maybe if there's some late cautions, you can come and get tires when nobody else can.
I think that would be the only play, as you're going to see the 38 of Patterson officially take the lead back over here. The 42 of Bishop did come down pit road. He was the last driver to stay out. As we're on lap 27 here, we've got about 18 laps till we get to the end of stage 1. And I got to say, this race is pretty much going exactly how I really anticipated, with Patterson, Parkhurst, and Fuller kind of running away. They're definitely the championship favorites. I mean, they were the three that were essentially, locked in. In fact, Patterson and Parkhurst were both locked in going into last week's race. Fuller was essentially locked in on points as long as he made a lap. So it's definitely coming down to who I expected to see up in the front. Unfortunately for Festischen, he just, like, as you said, he doesn't have the speed of these three guys, but you can never say never. If he catches some lucky breaks, he has a chance, but it's definitely between these three so far.
Yeah, meanwhile, Patterson looking steady out front. Race lead's about the same as it was about 10 laps ago.
You see lap times starting to drop. Nobody took tires except for the 42 at Bishop. He did take 4 fresh tires. That's why he is the quickest car on the track right now. But he is the farthest car back on the lead lap, so he's got to work on making up some positions. Maybe find some stage points here in the next 15 laps. But it's an interesting call to be the only car to take tires, but it could benefit him.
Most definitely. But, on that strategy for Festischen, do you think it's even possible? The stage 2 is what, at lap 100 or so?
Stage 2 and finishes at lap 110.
Yeah, I don't think you can go 110 laps around here anyways on a set of tires. So I'm not sure what the strategy could be for that 78 car.
Yeah, especially if everybody else does come down and take them, which I imagine they would. I mean, you'd start looking at the threat of getting lapped eventually. That's trying to do math in my head. That's a pretty long run. So you have to worry about getting lapped.
The only real option, I guess, would be to plan on getting tires on the first stop between stage 1 and 2, which might be under green.
Yeah, and who knows? He is working his way up a little bit. He was faster than the 2 guys in front of him. 3 of the guys in front of him, actually, that last lap. So if he can pick off a few spots here before the end of stage number 1, maybe get some better track position, it could open a door for him, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, looking at tire drop-off, these guys have dropped off. Let's see, like our race leader, Cam Patterson, he ran a 35.07. His best lap earlier was a 33.5, so about a second and a half difference.
Yeah, absolutely. And he's starting to run away from the 04, but him and the 04 kind of left the 57 behind here in stage number 1. Shane Fuller's about 4 to 5 seconds back now from the lead, but Mark Parkhurst has been able to keep it within a second and a half right now. So it'll be interesting to see if these last 12 laps or so there ends up being a little bit of a transition between the leaders, and if Parkhurst can start gaining back on the 38, or if Cam Patterson can maintain that lead.
Meanwhile, we got a battle brewing here for the 7th position. Frank Warner trying to hold off Andrew Lewis as Lewis goes to the inside going into turn 3.
Andrew Lewis looking a little bit like Steve Park with that Pennzoil scheme on. Is he going to slide up, cover up the spot? Looks like he will. Going to take over that 7th spot from the 9 of Warner across the stripe there. And Lewis gaining some spots here. He's going to get up on the back bumper of the 78 of Festischen, maybe put a little bit of pressure on him.
Andrew Lewis is wheeling and dealing right now, working through the field.
Absolutely. Right on board with the 08. Fuel only stopped for him, but he's definitely saved some tires. He looks to the inside of the 78 now.
Lewis to the inside. He says, you might be running for a championship, but get the hell out the way. Lewis taking over the 6th spot from Festischen.
As he dives to the inside here in turns 1 and 2. We'll see if he can make it official coming out of the corner, but I'm sure he will. And slide up in front of the 78 there. And
Slide job takes the spot from Festischen.
What a move from the 08. He's going to have that sixth spot, but there is a bit of a gap ahead of him to get to that number 5 spot. Tony Osborne still holding that one down. 96 of Taylor there in 4th. Your top 3 pretty much the same as that has been for about 30 laps here. Cam Patterson, Mark Parkhurst, and Shane Fuller.
Looks like Bishop working himself around Festischen. Those 4 fresh tires, he blows by Festischen.
Oh yeah, Chris Bishop passing people like they're standing still. He was in 11th whenever he came out of pit road. He's made his way up to 8th, and he's still got about 8 laps here to work some spots. I won't be surprised to see the 42 car sitting in 4th place easily by the time this stage is over with how fast he's going compared to everybody else.
It's definitely got to feel good right now for Bishop, but I'm not sure what the long-term plan is here. He's going to be running short on tires.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know if there is a long-term plan at all. Maybe just a short-term. But one thing to think about for Bishop, he's 11 points behind Andrew Lewis right now in the point standings. So he might be trying to make up those spots there in the points to maybe try to steal a 6th place overall finish in the standings.
Either that or he just wants to go fast. Meanwhile, Ben Madden pulling up underneath Festischen. Festischen is a roadblock here right now.
Yeah, the 78 just dropping back. He could be saving tires. I would be surprised.
I'm pretty sure he is, Jesse. I think he's listening to the booth here. He knows he doesn't have a shot here, so he just needs to save some tires. And that's what it looks to be doing.
I was going to say he showed enough speed to make it into the Final Four, so I'd be really surprised if he's dropping this far back, you know, unintentionally, if it is just speed, but he might just be trying to be patient and, you know, save up his stuff, try to give himself some more options.
And really right now, if you're Festischen or even Fuller at this point, Shane Fuller, he's 6 seconds behind them too, why not save tires? Because stage points do not matter here tonight.
Yeah, if you're in the championship 4, you're locked in to the top 4, you know, in the standings. There's not really much of a point for the stages for these drivers. You know, they matter for everybody else because the standings are still running as Tony Osborne and Christian Taylor side by side for your 5th spot. But, the stage is not that big of a deal. I mean, you get to talk to me on the broadcast. If you consider that a big deal, then that's your own prerogative. But that's about all these Championship 4 drivers get out of the stages tonight.
Yeah, you know, to me, the only real option for Festischen, do not put tires on at the end of this stage, but then on the first pit cycle of the next stage, throw some tires on and try to go a stage and a half on one set of tires.
It'll definitely be interesting to see if the 78 can pull something out of nothing.
Meanwhile, Andrew Lewis pulling up underneath the 10 car of Osborne. He's making the pass. Andrew Lewis is on the move, up 6th.
Yeah, and it just goes to show again, he did a really, really good job of saving his tires there in the first half of stage number 1. He's been able to pick up several spots. I mean, he started 11th. He's made his way up to 7th here. And speaking of tires, Chris Bishop, as I said, I wouldn't be surprised to see him in 4th. And, I mean, he's got 3 laps to go. He's only about a second behind the 57 of Fuller. He could find himself in 3rd here before the stage is over.
Yeah, you know, looking at lap times, he is about 0.7 of a second faster than Fuller last lap around.
Yeah, I think he's going to get to the back bumper of the 57 fairly quickly. And if I'm Fuller, I wouldn't bother about trying to hold him back because, as we talked about, you know, the stage points aren't that big of a deal for Shane Fuller tonight. Frank Warner looking to the inside of the 78 of Festischen. That's going to be for the 9th spot. Festischen still dropping back. He's not quite given up the spot. He's still staying side by side with Warner. But you can tell that the 78 is not going full bore right now. He knows he doesn't have to worry about stage points. He's just kind of on cruise control.
Definitely appears that way as he lets Warner go by. Warner taking over the 9th spot.
And Christian Taylor's going to do his best to hold off the 08 of Lewis here, as we're almost to the end of stage number 1 here, lap 44. It looks like Cam Patterson has grown his lead significantly here in the last few laps, almost up to 4 seconds now over the 04 of Parkhurst.
Yeah, you know, Cam Patterson definitely looking like the heavy favorite so far.
Yeah, he's been able to find the speed, and he's been able to save the tires. That's the combo to win a race here in the Donut Box Xfinity Series. We'll just have to see if it can continue for the 38 as the white flag is now out for stage number 1.
Well, Jesse, on typical week by week, I'm staying in here till the end of the stage, which is coming up shortly. And I would just like to publicly apologize. George Patterson, I picked the wrong driver. I'm switching. Cam Patterson's going to win it here tonight.
Whoa. Switching his pick. I guess I can allow it. I'll allow it. I'll let you switch your pick to the 38 there. You're a play it safe guy. We get it. It's Cam Patterson officially going to win stage number 1. Mark Parker's in the 04 is going to take the 2nd spot. Chris Bishop not able to pass Shane Fuller. Fuller takes 3rd. Bishop 4th. Andy Lewis is going to round out the top 5, stage number 1. Christian Taylor, Tony Osborne, Ben Madden in a heck of a battle there, 6th through 8th, with Frank Warner and Logan Paschisham rounding out the top 10. Let's go ahead before the pit stops here and chat with the 38 of Patterson about how he's feeling after almost leading that stage 1 from the green flag to the checkered. Cam, it's Jesse and Blake again up in the booth. Do you got a copy?
Yes, I do.
Man, that car is looking quick tonight. Your lead almost up to about 4 seconds there at the end of stage number 1. Are you surprised at all? Is this about what you expected? How does it feel for the 38 car right now?
I'm not surprised nor not surprised because I really didn't know what to expect. It's just one of those races where I was just going in there blindfolded and hoping for the best, and that's what I got for this first stage. But like I said, it's a long race, so I think because Mark was sort of pushing towards the beginning there, he just had a little bit of a fall off, and when none of us got tires, and so once that fall off starts, you can't really stop it in a stage. But thankfully, I was able to keep it smooth, and the car honestly felt really good, and I'm really relieved. I was hoping to get a race like Darlington for a race like this, fighting for not only just a win but for the entire championship. So it's kind of relieving, actually.
Absolutely. Blake, you got anything for Cam here?
Yeah, Cam, you definitely look like the car to beat out tonight. It actually made me switch my pick. You're my pick to win it here tonight, so hopefully you can get the job done.
Who was your pick before?
Well, before I thought Mark Parkhurst had something for you, but after what I saw there, I'm switching.
Oh, okay, well, way to be a bandwagon, man. No, I'm just playing. Thank you.
Hey, says the Alabama Tide fan.
Hey, I live in Alabama. I don't put that disrespect on my name. No, I'm just playing. Yeah, I appreciate it, guys.
Absolutely. Good luck the rest of the way, and we'll catch you later on. Congrats on the stage 1 win, Mr. Cam Patterson.
I appreciate it, guys.
Good job.
Thank you.
All right. Well, I imagine this is about the time that you're going to head on out and get ready to do your own show over there on the Hutchinson Motorsports channel. I do appreciate you stopping by, as you have the last couple weeks. It always makes for a good stage number 1.
Yep, always a pleasure, Jesse. It's going to be interesting to see who brings home the championship. I'll definitely keep my eye open to see what happens.
All righty. Thank you. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and take the first break of the night as these drivers get ready to go back green flag racing. Stay tuned. We'll be back shortly. As the field comes out of turn 4, Parkhurst and Patterson going to lead the way. Fuller and Taylor behind. Green flag back out. Parkhurst gets a good jump as the control car. Looks like Patterson going to be able to stick with him on his outside. The lead not won officially yet for Parkhurst. 38 of Patterson getting crazy loose there on the outside. Doing a good job of wheeling that thing, but that's going to let the 04 take that spot for now. Fuller looking to the inside of the 38 now. Good race between these three championship drivers. Whoa, and that 38 goes around. He was not clear. Gonna have a caution out here. Lap 51 to 200. Somebody else getting into the wall there. Castleberry and Lewis involved as well. Let's go back and take another look here at what happened. It looked to me like Patterson thought he was clear and was going to make a move on Parkhurst, but he just did not have the room. Let's go ahead and check out the drone cam here. And yeah, it looks like Patterson just thought he was clear, but Shane Fuller barely had that nose in there. Let's take a look at it from Shane Fuller's perspective here. Yeah, it looked to me like Patterson thought he was barely clear, but unfortunately he was not. And the 38 goes around. So that's going to set Patterson back. Parkhurst and Fuller will have a bit of a comfortable break from the 38 car here in stage number 2. Lap 53 of 200 in the books, and we've got a long way to go to the end of stage 2, going all the way to lap 110. Let's go ahead and listen in to the sounds of the track here under caution. Drivers coming around to choose this time. Parkhurst chose the bottom lane last time around. It seemed to work out pretty good for him. We'll see if he goes back there again. And it looks like he will. Shane Fuller goes to the outside, Taylor to the inside. Everybody seems to be favoring the inside. Definitely some speed to be found on the outside, though, if you're willing to look for it. Parkhurst and Fuller getting ready to lead the way here. Taylor and Osborne row 2. Warner and Festchician row 3 is the pace car going to dip off once again.
Green flag.
Green flag back out here at Homestead. Parkhurst and Fuller side by side here into turns 1 and 2. Looks like Parkhurst's going to be able to keep the spot. Christian Taylor able to hold on to third for just the second, but the 78 of Festchischen challenge him for it now. And 78 looks like he's going to be able to take that third spot. But Cam Patterson battling back quick. Already right back in the picture here as the 96 Taylor is the meat and a sandwich between Patterson and Osborne. Plays it safe, backs out of it. And now your top 4 are the championship 4. Parkhurst leading the way with Fuller behind him, Festchischen in third, Patterson in fourth here in stage number 2. Shane Fuller looking like he might be pushing it, trying to get himself to that lead in that 57 car, get that clean air. He keeps peeking to the inside of the 0-4, hasn't quite made a move, but definitely seems to be thinking about it. We'll have to keep an eye on that. Taking a look back farther in the field. Bit of a battle between these guys here. Chris Bishop, Ben Madden. It's looking like your battle for, I believe, the 9th or 8th or 9th spot there. Battle for the lead still close. Shane Fuller still right there on the back bumper of the 04. Everybody running the low line, trying to save their tires for the long stretch. Fuller now to the inside of the 04, catches the apron a little bit. That's going to ruin most of the momentum he had there. They're still going to be side by side coming out of the corner, but Parkhurst continues to lead. But now Fuller has a better chance at getting it here, and he does. Parkhurst's going to let him by. And 57 finds himself in the lead once again. Led a lap or two earlier in the race. We'll see if he can hold on to it, though. Maybe save the tires just a little bit better than last stage. As he almost pushes up into the wall there. The top 5 right now is Fuller, Parkhurst, Festchischen, Patterson, Osborne. Tony Osborne doing a good job sticking with these guys. Christian Taylor there in 6th with Frank Warner, his teammate, behind in 7th. 8th right now belongs to the 33 of Ben Madden with Andy Lewis in 9th right behind him, and Ryan Castleberry in the 32 car in 10th. Lap 61 here. Going all the way to 110 for stage number 2. Let's go ahead and crank it up for a little bit. Tony Osborne giving a challenge to Cam Patterson right now for the 4th spot. 10 car showing some good speed, and the 38 of Patterson seems like whenever he gets on that high line, his car gets pretty loose. I saw a little bit of a bobble out of the 38 in that previous corner. Might be something to keep an eye on if he ends up getting forced to run up there on the high line. It's going to hang on to the spot, though. No changes in your top 5. Shane Fuller continuing to lead the way. The gap back to second is increasing slightly. His lead growing ever so slightly over the 04 of Mark Parkhurst. And Logan Peschishin still hanging out right there in 3rd. Cam Patterson 4th, although he's dealing with the family man right now. Tony Osborne trying to make himself a thorn in the 38's side. He knows if he can put some pressure on the 38, it increases the odds of his teammate Shane Fuller and Logan Peschishin. Might help them out a little bit if he can maybe rattle the 38. As you see Osborne running that high line, he gets the run out of the corner. Definitely putting pressure on the 38. Here in 6th, Christian Taylor kind of in no man's land at the moment. Sticking with the cars in front of him, but nobody really behind him. His teammate Frank Warner falling off just a little bit. But the closest battle on the track right now continues to be these two, Cam Patterson, Tony Osborne, trading blows. You see the Parkhurst getting into the wall. It's going to open the door for Logan Peschishin to make a move to the inside. This is for 2nd. I'm not sure what happened to the 04, if he pushed up into the wall or if he got loose and slid up into it. But we'll have to pay attention, see if he might have hurt the car a little bit there, because it was a decent hit. Peschishin looking to the outside now, trying to get that momentum on the high line to get by the 04 here. He's going to have a run on him out of the corner. Looking to the inside down the backstretch once again. Is he going to be able to make the move here into turn number 3? Looks like he will cover that spot up. Shane Fuller enjoying the show behind him. It's allowed his lead to get up over to a 2.5 now. Is Peschishin going to settle into that 2nd spot? Parkhurst to 3rd. Patterson holding on to that 4th spot ever so slightly over the 10 of Osborne. Tony Osborne continuing to put pressure on that 38. And I believe the 96 of Taylor, he's been gaining a little bit on this group. So we'll see if he's able to make anything happen here in stage number 2. As there are 2 close battles right here on your screen. Second through 6th, all real close racing. Fuller's been able to kind of take off a little bit from these guys as they're all battling. This leads up to about 2 seconds now. As you see Parker's looking to the inside of the 78. Cam Patterson might be looking to follow the 04 past the 78 of Peschishin here. Logan's got a run though. Not going to make a move. He's going to let Parkhurst take the spot back for now. And Christian Taylor's definitely putting his name in the hat here in this battle. These 5 cars all real close. Behind them, you got a group of 4 all within a good close proximity of each other there. Warner Lewis, Tyler Smith, who is a lap down, and Ben Madden. We continue to keep our eye on this group, though. This is definitely where the exciting racing is. You know, you got 3 or championship 4 trying to hold on to every spot they can here. Then you got the ones that want to throw a wrench in things, like the 10 of Osborne and the 96 of Taylor. Not in the championship 4, but still fighting for every point they can get. Let's hop on board with the 96 of Taylor here. See what he's seeing out there on the track. While this group of cars kind of has mellowed out for just a second, I feel like the group behind has gotten into even more of a battle. Andy Lewis now leading this group. He's made his way to 7th. Frank Warner, Ben Madden, still a close battle between those two drivers. 23 of Tyler Smith still racing right there. He's 4 laps down after his unfortunate early incident caused him to have some damage. But he's back out there having some fun, ripping the wall. Getting himself a Homestead stripe as Frank Warner. What a save. We'll go back and look at that real quick, but I think there was a little bit of contact from the 33 that caused him to get loose there. Let's go back and take another look real quick. Yeah, you can see Warner trying to get underneath the 23 there after the 23 got in the wall. And just a little bit of a clip from the 33 was enough to send the 9 around. Nothing intentional there from anybody, just unfortunate for the 9 of Warner. Things looking like much of the same here in the top 6. Fuller's lead up to about 2.5 seconds now, while Parkhurst, Festitian, Patterson, and Osborne continue to be bumper to bumper. 96 of Taylor starting to drop back off a little bit from this group. Because I'm sure we're going to start to see pit stops kicking off here soon. These drivers have been on track now for about 32 laps. Just as I called it, the 96 of Taylor, the first to make it into pit lane here. The only driver to pit so far here in stage number 2. Because that gives you a good view of how big the gap has grown for Shane Fuller. A lot of these guys at this point might be trying to save a couple extra drops of fuel, because they're still right on the edge of the pit window, according to Cam Patterson earlier, saying somewhere between 27 and 30 laps. I mean, right now, you've got 30 laps left in the stage, but they've been out there for almost 31 green flag laps. So you're going to start to see a lot of guys come down. Shane Fuller bringing it to pit road. Logan Festchician as well. Whoa, and the 96 of Taylor on the fresh tires spins it. He ends up sideways there on the apron. No caution for that one. The 96 did take fresh tires. Might have came back to bite him there. Mark Parkhurst continues to lead the way. Patterson in the 38 to pit road, as well as the 10 of Osborne. Shane Fuller with a fuel only stop. Andy Lewis still yet to pit, as well as Ben Madden and Frank Warner. Everybody else has hit pit road. As you see, the 04 Parkhurst, he's going to come down this time. The 08 of Andy Lewis going to push it one more time around. Lewis pit on the last caution, so he has a little bit more fuel in the tank compared to everybody else. Ben Madden in the 33 did the same thing. So they got a few more laps to work with. As far as your guys that have made their pit stops, 57 of Fuller continues to have a pretty good lead. About 3 seconds over the 78 of Festchician. Mark Parkhurst looks like he's going to make it out on pit road ahead of the 38 of Cam Patterson. So the main change is that Festchician able to get by Parkhurst on pit road. Andy Lewis does bring it down pit road. It's going to let the 33 car, Ben Madden, inherit the lead for the first time tonight in that Valvoline Mustang. As far as cars that have fresh tires, it's going to be the 42 of Christopher Bishop. And the 96 of Christian Taylor did come down and take fresh tires, but we did see him have a little bit of an incident, and he ended up having to go down pit road again because that's pretty much where he was parked. And the 33 of Ben Madden officially takes her down pit road, and that's going to allow the 57 of Shane Fuller to re-inherit the lead here in about half a lap. Big gap back to second place, Logan Festchician. He's got the 96 of Taylor getting ready to go by him here on the fresh tires. Festchician doesn't have much to worry about in his rear view either. Mark Parkhurst a pretty decent ways back. Everybody kind of getting spread out right now. No one really close on the track. In fact, you're looking at the closest two cars right here between Mark Parkhurst, and if I zoom out, you'll see him on the right side of your screen, Cam Patterson. Ben Madden did just come out of pit road right next to Christopher Bishop, so that does give us a little bit of a battle. Going to be for your 7th spot. Madden looks like he might have got loose. Ben Madden also took some fresh tires, so you're definitely noticing when these cars are on new tires and they're cold, they're definitely a little bit more slippery than these drivers are used to. As Mike Poole and Chris Bishop battle here, teammates. Bishop able to get by fairly easily on the fresh tires. But on lap number 88 of 200 here, got about 22 laps to the end of stage number 2. We're going to go ahead and take a break. Be back with you in a few moments. Back with you live here at Homestead. Almost officially to the halfway point of the night's race. The Championship 300. Shane Fuller continuing to lead the way. His lead up to about 3.5 seconds now over the 78 of Fastician. Mark Parkhurst making a case for the second spot, though. He's right behind the 78 here. Gonna go ahead and say hi to the people we got hanging out in the chat. We'll see the Robbins family out there. Haley Osborne, Danielle, Jersey Gamers out there. Thank you all for tuning in. If you happen to be new here and you like what you're watching, hit that like button. It helps the stream find even more of a greater audience. Hit that subscribe button if you want to stay tuned to every race. Of course, this is the finale of season number 2 of the Xfinity Series. Of course, I would love to continue to broadcast Donut Box races once a week, whether it be Xfinity, Trucks, Cup, whatever ends up coming down the pipeline. So stay tuned for more Donut Box League racing. But right now, lap 100 going to be officially halfway here, in about half a straightaway as the 57 of Shane Fuller comes across the stripe. Still a heck of a battle brewing right here for second place. Your top 3 all championship competitors. Cam Patterson in the 38 car. He's fallen off quite a bit from the rest of these guys. About 4 to 5 seconds back from the 38. Maybe just biding his time, relaxing a little bit, saving his tires. You see the 33 of Ben Madden making a bid for the second spot himself right here. He's on fresh tires compared to these guys. And you see the 42 of Chris Bishop there at the bottom of your screen. He's also on fresh tires. With about 9 laps to go in stage number 2, it'll be interesting to see if the 33 of Madden can find enough speed to catch up to that 57 of Shane Fuller and maybe sneak a stage win. And as I said before, every point matters. And right now, Ben Madden trying to fight his way into a pay-in spot. Coming into the night, he was only down 7 points to the 23 of Tyler Smith. So with a potential second place stage finish here for him, and with Tyler Smith being 4 laps down, he might have secured himself a 10th place spot here in Donut Box Xfinity Season 2. While we may be focusing on the Championship 4 of Fuller, Fastician, Parkhurst, and Patterson, there are little micro battles going on all throughout the field because every position counts for some of these guys. And I think there has to be some sort of gravitational pull for the 10 car to the 38 car. These two have been around each other for what feels like the last 70 laps. Tony Osborne, Cam Patterson back to battling again. Osborne doing his famous Houdini act as he looks like he's going to be able to get by the 38 on the outside there and take that spot. Logan Fastician has been able to hold off Christopher Bishop for now. Of course, Bishop on much fresher tires. About 5 laps left here in stage number 2. Ben Madden running just under a second faster per lap compared to the 57. He might be able to get to Shane Fuller here. There is a chance. He's only about a second and a quarter back right now. And he is moving. I've got to be honest with you. I think if Ben Madden is able to sneak this stage win, that might be his first on the season. So a heck of a showing here in stage number 2 for the 33 of Madden. Everybody's been able to stay on the lead lap so far except for the 23 of Smith. No other drivers a lap down currently. And that's right on board with the 33 of Madden on those fresh tires as he tries to reel in Shane Fuller here for the stage. Making the move to the inside now. Ben Madden will take over the race lead with 92 laps to go. Next time across the stripe will be the white flag for stage number 2. Shane Fuller pretty securely in second. Christopher Bishop, nobody around him. It's a slight battle for 4th place between Fastician and Parkhurst. But Ben Madden coming through turns 3 and 4 now. Gonna come onto the front stretch and he's gonna take stage number 2 here at Homestead. Shane Fuller P2, Christopher Bishop P3. Fastician able to hold on to P4. Parkhurst rounding out the top 5. Osborne takes 6th. Mike Poole 7th. Cam Patterson 8th. Andrew Lewis is going to take the 9th spot, and Frank Warner is going to round out the top 10. Let us go ahead and see if Ben Madden is in Discord. He is not, so we can't get an interview with the stage 2 winner, Ben Madden. I'll keep an eye to see if he does join any of the channels, but definitely a heck of a call from the 33, using a little bit of strategy to his advantage. And it looks like the 96 of Taylor might have had some sort of issue. It's showing him currently out of the race 2 laps down. Maybe an internet related issue for the 96. And the 33 of Madden gonna lead him down pit road, possibly for the final time under yellow flag conditions. '23 of Tyler Smith gonna take the lucky dog here. He might not have gotten it actually, because technically it was showing Christian Taylor ahead of him. But we'll see who's going to win the race off of pit road here. Shane Fuller by a nose. A big group of cars coming through there. Let's go back and take another look at that in slow-mo. We take another look here at the stripe. Shane Fuller beats out his teammate Festchician barely. You see Ben Madden there, 3 wide across the pit line. What a close call there. As they'll be choosing this time. Tyler Smith gets the wave around. Shane Fuller chooses the inside. Festchician outside. Madden inside. Mike Poole made sure everybody knew he chose the inside, going down to the apron there. And the 2 MDM teammates that made the Final Four are going to lead the front row here to start the final stage. If you're anyone at MDM, this is probably the best situation you could have hoped for to see going into the final stage. As the 2 drivers on that team lead the way. There's still plenty of race left. We still got 87 laps to go. We're going to have at least 2 pit stops here in the final stage for fuel. So it'll be interesting to see who has tire sets left, who's going to make the strategy call to win this thing, or who's going to have the speed to take it home and not having to worry about the strategy at all. Let's hop up here with the flag man as we get ready to go green. Green flag back out here at Homestead. 87 laps to go. Shane Fuller getting a huge jump there. Way out to the lead. Logan Festchician not quite secure in second yet. He's got Ben Madden to his inside. All the drivers now on fresh tires. So we've got a clean slate here. Fuller settles into first place. Festchician second. Ben Madden getting loose. Able to save it, but he's going to lose some spots. Parkhurst and Patterson get by him, and once again, your championship 4 make up the top 4 on the track. Patterson looking to the inside of Parkhurst now for third. Side by side going through turns 1 and 2. Neither driver willing to give an inch here early on in the final stage. They stay side by side through turns 3 and 4. Patterson edging out for the lead. He's going to be able to cover up that spot. And now the real battle begins with 84 laps to go here. All 4 of your championship drivers find themselves within striking distance. Ben Madden holding on to that 5th spot right now. Andy Lewis behind him in 6th there. You got the family man, Tony Osborne, in 7th. Chris Bishop is right there in that 42 car, 8th place for him. Mike Poole currently running 9th with Ryan Castleberry behind him there in 10th. Frank Warner hanging out at the back of the field. It looked like that's Tyler Smith there in the 23 car. He's making his way off of pit road. Not sure if Smith had some more handling issues with that car or not. But with 83 laps to go, let's crank it up once again with your championship 4 drivers here. racing here with these final 4 drivers. You're starting to see the 04 Parkhurst falling back a little bit. He may be the first one of these guys willing to give up a little bit of speed to try to keep some wear off of his tires. As we take a look from the fan cam here, get a view of the whole track here. If you get you a seat high up in these grandstands, not a bad place to be here at Homestead. Quickest on the track that last lap. It's the man in the lead in that 57 car, Shane Fuller. It's been a strong race for the 57 so far. He told us early on that he has as good a shot as anybody at winning this thing. I believe he said it's a 1 in 4 chance. You see the 38 of Patterson got right up on the bumper of the 78 of Logan Festischen there. Festischen might be seeing the 04 Parkhurst dropping back and might be thinking that it's about time for him to save some tires too, as he looks to the inside of Patterson though. Patterson comes down, covers that space up. And with 77 laps to go, the scene is definitely set. And we're going to have, I feel like we're going to have a pretty good battle here to the end for this final race. Patterson moving up now into that second spot. We'll keep an eye to see if he's going to be able to start gaining on Shane Fuller at all, but we've got a battle going on back here in 7th. Ben Madden, Ryan Castleberry side by side coming out of turn 4. Across the stripe, Castleberry's going to have it by about a nose. Right behind them, you've got the off-camber racing teammates of Christopher Bishop, Mike Poole in the 42 and the 84. Madden falling off a little bit. Bishop able to get by, and now Mike Poole to his inside. And with that, let's go ahead and refresh on the entire running order. Shane Fuller in that 57 car continuing to lead the way. He's got the 38 there of Cam Patterson right behind him in second. Logan Festischen holding down the 3rd spot. Mark Parkhurst there in 4th in the 04. Andy Lewis has found his way into 5th with Tony Osborne riding in 6th. Looks to be a bit of a dogfight for 7th, as it looks like Castleberry holds onto that spot. Bishop right on his tail in 8th. Mike Poole 9th. Ben Madden in 10th. Frank Warner holding down the 11th spot. And of course, you got the 23 of Tyler Smith. 4 laps down. Christian Taylor, unfortunately, out of this race. Parkhurst able to get by the 78 of Festischen there to move up into 3rd. And still the fastest car that previous lap, the man in the lead, Shane Fuller, enjoying that clean air. With the clean air, you get the most grip. With the most grip, you have to do less to make the car turn. Doing less to make the car turn equals fresher tires. I know that was a very caveman way of explaining how clean air works, but it's a pretty efficient way. And it's definitely helping the 57 right now. Cam Patterson trying to do his best to close that gap just a little bit, just a hair faster than the 57 that time around. And everybody's starting to kind of get spread out here with 70 laps to go. You're starting to see Fuller and Patterson kind of break away from the other two playoff drivers. But, I mean, they've still got probably about 10 to 12 laps left in this current run. Everybody's been on track now for about 20 laps since the last pit stop. So it may be a good idea to save some tire. And that looks like what the 04 and the 78 are doing, because the 08 of Andy Lewis has caught up to the 78 of Festitian now. Looking to challenge for that 4th position. Lewis getting a good run here on the 78. Thought about looking for the inside. Didn't quite have the room through the corner. Likely going to look inside the 78. Protects the spot there. Takes the low line. Forcing the 08. He's saying if you're going to get by me, you got to use the top. It's definitely a pretty good way to defend your spot here at Homestead. The 78 does keep clipping the apron there in 3 and 4, though. That's 2 laps in a row now that the 78 has done that, and that's going to allow Andy Lewis to take the spot and move up into 4th now. Check back in on your battle for the lead. Patterson able to take teeny tiny chunks out of the lead for Shane Fuller every lap here. Down to about 0.4 of a second of a gap between these two now. With 66 laps to go. With 65 laps to go, I'm going to go ahead and take a quick break, and we'll be coming back here in a few laps to what I'm assuming will be pit stops, the pit cycle beginning to happen, and I'll be back with you shortly. 59 laps to go as Shane Fuller crosses the stripe there, and we've started to see this first cycle of pit stops kick off. Logan Festich and Andrew Lewis have come down pit road. Cam Patterson entering the pit stall now. Shane Fuller will be likely coming down soon, and yes, he does hit pit road now. Mark Parker's going to stay out, and he will take over the race lead. Every stop has been 4 tires for everybody so far. I'll be keeping my eye to see if anyone is going to go for any bold strategy calls here. As Mark Parkhurst is going to hit pit road, this time by the final championship driver to hit pit road. As Shane Fuller exits, you see Cam Patterson there flying around, and he is going to take the spot away from the 57 there by pitting just that little bit earlier. That's the advantage that the 38 gets over the 57. Fuller's pit stop about 0.6 of a second slower. As for Mark Parkhurst, staying out that extra little bit's going to cost him even more, as he finds himself once again farthest back in the championship field. Tony Osborne in the 10 car right now leading the way. He's got a gaggle of cars behind him. Parkhurst in the 04 hating to see all that traffic there, as you see Chris Bishop hitting pit road. It would have really helped the 04 out if he was able to get by that group of cars a little bit quicker, but he's got a long way to go to get back up towards the leaders. As the 10 of Osborne looking like and sounding like he might have pushed it just a little bit too far. You can hear that motor sputtering. The 10 might have ran himself out of fuel. We'll keep an eye on that and see if he's able to get into his pit box. But that is going to let the 38 of Patterson take the race lead over for the first time since stage number 1. Patterson with a pretty sizable advantage over the 57 of Fuller, probably about 2 seconds back. And we've got a caution. What is the caution for? I'm going to go back and see if I can track down what brought that yellow flag out there. Looks like it was the 84 car, Mike Poole, coming through the corner. The back end snaps around. He tries to save it hard into the outside wall. Frank Warner barely able to get by it. He did tow, but not in time to keep the yellow from coming out. And he sits in pit road getting repairs, and with 53 laps to go, that could be the break that somebody needed. It's going to stack the field back up again. Give everybody a fair playing field. All 4 of your championship drivers in the top 5 at the moment. I'm sure Cam Patterson happy to be back in the lead of this race. Of course, as I mentioned before, he did take home the win in stage number 1. Had an incident early in stage number 2 that set him back, and it's been a uphill battle for the 38 car, but he has fought back and found himself back in the lead. As these drivers come to the choose, Cam Patterson going to take the inside, Shane Fuller to the outside. Festchitchen and Lewis both took the inside there, and Parkhurst to the outside. That's going to put your championship 4 drivers once again to your top 4. Patterson and Fuller going to lead the way, Festchitchen and Parkhurst behind. 51 laps to go in tonight's event. Thank you if you're out there watching. It means a lot to know people are willing to tune in. As we get ready to go back to green flag racing, Cam Patterson leads him into the Geico restart zone. Green flag back out. Patterson with a good jump there. Battle for second between the 2 teammates of Festchitchen and Fuller. Fuller going to back off, let the 78 take the spot, but now he's under pressure from the 04 Parkhurst. Ryan Castleberry getting loose into the wall. Slides down, slams into the inside wall. Caution back out here at Homestead. The right front on that car is toast. Let's go back and take another look at that one. Take a look here from the drone cam. He just gets loose coming out of the corner, fighting it the whole way down the back stretch. A little bit of contact, it looked like, near the end from his teammate Smith, but Castleberry hits the inside wall pretty hard there. It's right on board with the 32 car here. A hard hit for the 32 car of Ryan Castleberry brings out, I believe, our 3rd caution of the race. Cam Patterson, Logan Festchitchen, Mark Parkhurst, Shane Fuller leading the way here in the final stage with 48 laps to go. Patterson and Festchischen gonna lead the way to green here. Parkhurst and Fuller behind. Pace car is off. Shane Fuller Cam Patterson leads him into the restart zone. Green flag is out. Patterson with a huge jump over the 78. He's got to deal with the 04 of Parkhurst to his inside here into turns 1 and 2. Parkhurst looking to make his way back into that second spot. Still side by side into turn 3 for the 04 and the 78. Festchischen backs off of it a little bit, lets Parkhurst have the spot. Shane Fuller has Andy Lewis to his inside. It's for the 4th spot. Lewis throwing it in a little deep into the corner there. Trying to make his way into the top 4. They stay side by side down the back stretch. Tony Osborne throwing his name in the hat here in this battle. Lewis going to take the spot over. Take over the 4th spot. Tony Osborne in the 10 car now. Looking underneath the 57 of Fuller. Everybody kind of getting single filed out here with 44 laps to go. Cam Patterson with a lead of about 4/10. .41 to go here at Homestead. I'll give you the rundown of the full running order right now. Cam Patterson leading the way. Mark Parkhurst in second. Third goes to Logan Festchischen. Actually, the 08 of Lewis able to get by Festchischen for that 3rd spot. That's going to put Festchischen to 4th. Shane Fuller into 5th. Tony Osborne sits in that 6th spot right now with Frank Warner in 7th. Christopher Bishop in 8th. Ben Madden in 9th, rounding out the lead lap. The 32 car of Ryan Castleberry 1 lap down. The 23 of Smith and the 84 Mike Poole currently on pit road, and Christian Taylor out of the race. With 40 laps to go, this is starting to look like a repeat of stage number 1. Patterson and Parkhurst beginning to pull away from the rest of the field. As we're about 9 laps away from the final pit window beginning to open for these drivers. Some good racing here for the 4th spot Fuller takes the spot. Festischen lets him have it. Mighty Donut Motorsports right now running running 4th, 5th, and 6th. All on your screen there. Cam Patterson with Highline Racing leading the way. Mark Parkhurst of Team Send It in 2nd there. I gotta say, the 08 of Lewis showing a lot of speed tonight. Not able to find a win this season for the 08, but he's definitely been a very consistent driver. 13 top 10s on the season, 5 top 5s. Coming into tonight 6th in the point standings. He's got the 57 of Shane Fuller to deal with right now, though, to his outside. Fuller not able to make the pass just yet. They're going to be side by side out of the corner. At the stripe, Lewis by a splitter still ahead, but Fuller likely going to be able to get the pass done here out of turn 2. Fuller does. He moves up into that 3rd spot now. .34 to go here at Homestead. Patterson and Parkhurst with a big advantage, but I don't think it's over yet for the 57 and 78. 34 laps is plenty of time. As you see, Logan Festischen trying to get by the 08 of Lewis. Giving him a little bit of the chrome horn there through turns 3 and 4. Looks like the 78 is going to be able to get that pass done here through turns 1 and 2. He does cover up the spot. Ends up getting into the wall. It's going to let the 08 look to the inside. Not sure if he's going to be able to keep that spot. Side by side down the front stretch, Andy Lewis does have the spot back across the stripe. 78 going to battle back on the outside through turns 1 and 2. He does give the spot back up to the 08 there. He'll fall back into 5th. Quickest car on the track at the moment goes to the 57 of Shane Fuller. Working on reeling in these leaders. Less than 2 seconds back from Cam Patterson, who's leading the way right now. And that's right on board with the 57. Couple cars hitting pit road with 30 laps to go. Andy Lewis on pit road, as well as championship contender Logan Festchischen. Both drivers with a set of 4 tires getting thrown on the car. Ben Madden in the 33 car comes down now. With 29 laps to go, when will Patterson, Parkhurst, or Fuller pit? All 3 drivers going to continue to stay out this lap. Patterson's lead up to almost a second and a half over the 04 Parkhurst. If I'm the 57 or the 04, I'm coming down pit road as soon as I can. I think at this point in the race, the only chance you're going to have at catching the 38 is being able to short pit and have a lap on new tires. Maybe shrink some of that gap. All 3 of the championship drivers on your screen there staying out once again. It'll be interesting to see how this plays out for the 78 of Festchischen, because now he's going to have a 4-lap advantage over all 3 of these guys. Cam Patterson brings it down. It's going to let Mark Parkhurst take over the lead. Shane Fuller right on his tail. And we'll have to keep an eye on the pit strategies here. Shane Fuller going to bring it down this time. Cam Patterson exiting his box now. 4-tire stop for the 38. And Logan Festchischen fighting through traffic right now, able to get clear. The 38 going to have a decent sized gap still ahead of the 78. Parkhurst bringing it down this time. The 57 of Shane Fuller going with a 2-tire stop here with 24 laps to go. Let's see if he comes out ahead of your leader, Cam Patterson. It looks like the 57 of Fuller does come out of pit road ahead, but the 38 of Patterson wastes no time in getting by the 57. Let's keep an eye on the 04. 4 fresh tires for the 04. So as far as your championship 4 go, all 3 of Parkhurst, Patterson, and Fuller, or Parkhurst, Patterson, and Festchischen with 4 fresh tires. Shane Fuller, the only one to try 2 tires. And with 22 laps to go, the driver's yet to pit, or there's only one of them, and that's Chris Bishop. Continuing to stay out there with 21 laps to go. Once he pits, though, it'll be the lead once again for Cam Patterson. Currently the fastest driver on the track. And he's got nothing but clean air in front of him right now. With 20 laps to go here, I think your other 3 championship drivers might be on the outside looking in, as Patterson continues to be the quickest driver on the track. There's still 20 laps to go, so there is a chance that tire saving could play a small factor. But if you give up too much, it might be the beginning of the end. Patterson's lead now up to about a second and a half. Closer to 2 seconds, actually. $18 to go here. A bit of a battle brewing here between Festchischen and Parkhurst. Parkhurst on 7-lap pressure tires. Going to look to the inside of the 78, take the spot fairly easily. That's going to put Parkhurst up to 5th, Festchischen back to 6th. Is Chris Bishop going to come down pit road this time? That'll officially give the lead back to the 38 Red Bull machine there of Cam Patterson. Parkhurst able to get by the 08 of Lewis now to move up into the 3rd spot. Parkhurst currently quickest on the track, but he's got a hole that he's still got to dig himself out of. He's about 4 seconds or so back, maybe closer to 5 or 6 seconds back from your leader, Cam Patterson. With 14 to go, I think it's going to have to be a mistake from the 38 to change who's going to be the winner of this race. The lead up to about 3.5 seconds now over the 57 of Fuller. With 13 laps to go, let's ride inside the car that's leading the way, Cam Patterson. Mark Parker's been gaining some good ground on the 57 of Shane Fuller. Just a reminder, the 57 with a 2-tire stop under that last pit stop, so his tires may be starting to show some signs of wear compared to the 04. And there is the move. Parkhurst to the inside of the 57. Shane Fuller not quite giving the spot up just yet. He's going to stay to the outside. Parkhurst's going to come up and cover that spot up. With 10 to go here, Cam Patterson's lead up to about 4 seconds, 4.5. And with 9 to go, I think it's going to be too much for the 04 to make up on the 38. With 8 laps to go, Patterson's lead continuing to increase. He stays the fastest car on the track. I'd like to welcome Blake Hutchinson back into the booth for the final few laps of this race. He'll get to hang out with me as we interview the top 3 finishers tonight. Welcome back, Blake.
I appreciate it, Jesse. I didn't want to miss the finish of this thing.
Yeah, it was looking like it was going to be, you know, a little more exciting. It was definitely a good battle here in the middle part of the final stage, but Cam Patterson locked in here at the end, and he's just been able to grow his lead lap after lap.
I'm trying to load in the session right now, having some issues, but Cam has a pretty big lead right now, I'm guessing.
Yeah, it's almost up to about 5 seconds right now of the 04 Parkhurst. Shane Fuller is in third, pretty close to the 04, but still a decent sized gap. Andy Lewis sitting in fourth, Logan Festitian in the 5th spot, all the way 12 seconds back.
I assume this has been a pretty clean race here so far then, huh?
Yeah, we've had a couple of wrecks since you last were with us. Had Mike Poole hard into the outside wall and Ryan Castleberry hard into the inside wall. Those have been the only 2 incidents to note. But with 5 laps to go, I think it's going to have to take a mistake from the 38 to change the outcome of this race. But we know how Cam Patterson can be when he gets locked in behind the wheel, and it's just straight up consistency, and he's fast.
It definitely appears that way as I'm finally into the session with 4.5 second lead for Cam Patterson. It's his race to win.
A bit of a battle going on back here for 4th, 5th, and 6th between Lewis, Festischen, and Warner. Fastest car out of that group seems to be Frank Warner, making up the ground to throw his name into the top 5 here with 4 to go.
Now, what happened to the 96 of Christian Taylor?
Taylor, unfortunately, had some internet issues. I don't know if anyone could see that coming before the race, but he ended up getting disconnected from the session.
Well, he claimed it was just a Discord issue earlier, and I didn't believe it, and it appears it was not just a Discord issue.
Yeah, it does not appear so. So he's the only driver out of this race. Tyler Smith, Mike Poole still have their cars on pit road. I imagine they're hanging out somewhere eating some hot dogs in the stands or something.
You know, Mike Poole stuffed it in the wall early on before I left, and it appears he did it again. So not a good night for Mike Poole.
No, our favorite Canadian definitely struggled a bit tonight, but with 2 laps to go, the main focus is going to have to be on this championship. And unless there's a drastic mistake from the 38, or if Ben Madden decides to park it in the middle of the track and take him out for no reason, I mean, he's only got 6 more corners before he's crowned the champion.
And we got a 3-car battle right now for 4th. Lewis trying to hold off Festischen and Warner.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be an exciting one to pay attention to across the stripe, but the white flag is out for the 38 of Cam Patterson with a 5-second lead over second place Mark Parkhurst. And Festischen able to hold on to that 4th spot, but Lewis and Festischen still battling side by side. We'll have to come back to that one across the stripe. But coming through turns 3 and 4 is the 38 of Cam Patterson. Half a straightaway to go for the 38, and he's going to be the Donut Box Xfinity Season 2 champion here at Homestead. Parkhurst bringing home 2nd, Shane Fuller 3rd, and we'll tune back into the battle for 4th. Looks like Festischen going to take 4th, your Champ 4 finishing 4th. Warner gets 5th by a nose. Andy Lewis settling for 6th. An exciting end here for 4th through 6th, but definitely a dominant win there at the end for the 38.
It just kind of felt like one of those nights after that first early run there by the 38. It seemed like he was just going to take off this entire night.
Yeah, he actually, just after you left in stage 2, he did end up spinning off the nose of Parkhurst, trying to get around Shane Fuller. He thought he was clear, was not clear, and that set him back all of stage 2. But he was able to bounce back from it, and as he starts his burnout here, definitely not a surprise that he is being called the champ. That's his 9th win out of 20 weeks, and he definitely put on a commanding season to take home the championship.
It has to be a good feeling. Finally get the job done. There's been quite a few seasons I've seen Patterson dominate, and then when the championship comes around, either bad luck takes over or he just doesn't get the job done, but he's able to do so here tonight.
Absolutely, and a great race from Cam Patterson. But let's go ahead and talk to the man who finished 4th, Logan Festischen, 4th in the championship battle. But let's go ahead and hear how the 78 feels. Logan, it's Jesse and Blake up in the booth. You got a copy?
I got you.
Coming home with the 4th place finish tonight, the Champ 4 1 through 4. You looked like you had a good strategy going there in the final stage. First to hit pit road, first on the newer tires. I did see you run into some traffic, but you end up bringing it home 4th. Go ahead and talk us through that race for you.
It was a good race. I had some troubles lap 1 with, I believe there was a 32 spinning in front of me. That kind of counted me out for the entirety of stage 1 until I could get those repairs. So I wasn't able to make up the ground and stay in the position I wanted. Stage 2, it was pretty standard. We had some good racing with me and Shane, and then stage 3, the 08 decided he wanted to race like he was going for the title, and took away my shot at racing Cam for the championship because of the time I lost.
Yeah, I did hear a couple comments on the radio. I didn't have it on the stream, but I assumed there was some traffic going on there, and I saw you give him the chrome horn at one point, and that at that point he did give you the spot. But it definitely seemed to be a hard fought battle for you tonight, and you did play a pretty good strategy idea there at the end. It just didn't quite work out for you.
Yeah, it is what it is. I get other people have their races to run, but when you let them by, it's frustrating when they race you so hard with what was on the line for me. But I'm happy with the season. Like I said before the race, I told myself I'm not going to be disappointed. And truth be told, I'm not disappointed. I would have liked to not finish last out of the championship four, but even if I'm last out of the championship four, I'm still top four in the league, and I'm very happy with my season and looking forward to racing these guys more whenever the time comes.
Absolutely. Blake, you got anything for Logan?
Yeah, no, great season by Logan. I picked him to lock into the Final Four, and he did so. Didn't get the job done tonight, but he ran a pretty good race.
Yeah. Good season to Cam. He was the class of the field. As much as we had our run-ins at times, it was good to see him get this after misfortune that happened in 5150 Cup.
Absolutely. You got any other shout-outs you'd like to make before we let you go to sign out of season 2?
All my friends and family watching. I know there's more than normally watching, so I won't name all of them, because if I forget one, I'll pay the price. But shout out to my teammates. Me and Shane had a great battle this week for the time we were together. Me and Tony last week, and wish Cody could be racing with us tonight. But he was always there and checking in on us and giving us the support we needed.
Absolutely. Well, congrats on making the Final Four, bringing home the 4th place finish tonight, Logan Festchischen.
Yep. Go Bills.
He just had to get that in there. Oh, man. Big Bills fan, that guy. It's unfortunate that they're not going to be fighting it out for the Super Bowl on Sunday. I was kind of rooting for him myself.
Jesse, unfortunately, I've double-checked in the chat, and the ladies have already checked out. So Logan Festchischen, no luck there.
Oh, man. No, I see that in the chat. No response from any of the ladies. But let's talk to somebody who's definitely a ladies' man. The guy in the 57, Shane Fuller, bringing home 3rd. Shane, it's Jesse and Blake up in the booth. You got a copy, man.
What's up, fellers?
Bringing home the 3rd place tonight. I see you're doing a Polish, I guess it's not a victory lap, but like a Polish 3rd place lap. Still support it. I still think it's cool.
Congratulatory. Thanks for watching, and, one of them things.
Absolutely. Go ahead and talk us through that race for you. We hadn't talked to you since the start of it. Just go ahead and talk us through it.
What part do you want?
Just your thoughts throughout the race.
Well, right there at the beginning, for that first stage, the car was very tight. Couldn't get it to rotate. I was trying to adjust with the brake bias and everything. Wasn't rotating. Then we took the stage, got tires, got a really good restart there, and I believe that's when the 38 tried to make a move, and we're at the point of the season now where nobody's going to be lifting. I mean, if that was race 2, Shane, maybe I would have, but not this late in the game. So he tried to clear himself, unfortunately. Hooked him there. So we kept going with that one, and then obviously that stage, I think Ben came up to win that one after we had led pretty much all of that. Car felt really good in clean air, man. Once you can get in clean air, you can manipulate however way you want to run, and it'll just stick. It'll turn, rotate, do everything that you want it to do. So, and then on that last one, the last stage was just trying to do everything it can, just give it all it had. And then with that last pit stop, actually that first pit stop in that last stage took 4 tires, and then the last pit stop I tried to do a little gambling and took 2 tires, 2 right sides to try and get out in front of Cam, and it worked for about 100 feet. And
yeah,
that was pretty much it. So I pretty much made my bet at that point. The car was going to be very loose after that, and I was all right with it because I needed to try something. You got to throw whatever you can at it to try and make it work. So proud of everyone that had a hand in this, and proud to have supported family and friends. My father and his friend are still watching. They've been watching the past couple weeks. So thanks for them. Thanks for you guys, everything you do with this league. Even the fans watching it. It doesn't seem like it's a big deal, but to us, it's for a couple hours every Thursday nights. We kind of put our heart and soul into it, and we appreciate any help and support from everybody. So P3 championship P3, it is what it is. At least it wasn't second. This is my first time actually finishing third in championships, because I'm usually the Mark Martin of the league, so always getting second in championships. So this one's it's a little different. I'm fine with it. It is what it is. We had some pretty good runs. 3 wins this year is nothing to be ashamed of. So congratulations to Cam for getting the championship there. I really didn't mean to hook him. It was just battling at that point. And congratulations for Mark. I believe this is his first or second season with us. Somebody can check on that. If it's his first season, to come away with P2 is great. So
Yeah, I believe he came in as a rookie and took home second. Cam technically is a rookie to the Xfinity Series too, but he was definitely been around in Donut Box a lot longer than Mark has, so definitely a good showing for Mark in his first season.
Yeah, no, even with Logan too. He was at the point where it was like 2 races before the cutoff, and man, he had everything he could have for penalties and laps down at the beginning of the race. So for him to come back and finish 4th and 5th, I'm not sure if it's 4th or 5th, and then just to get 4th for the championship. He was upset on the radio and in the team Discord, but 4th is nothing to be ashamed of as well. We battled hard all season, so.
Absolutely. Blake, you got anything for Shane?
Oh, not much. Great season by Shane. Always competitive. In the chat, I was trying to see if any ladies were left for Logan. Unfortunately, there wasn't. But Jersey Gamers in the chat says he would be a lady for you, Shane.
All right. Well, I'll take it. I'm married, but it's all good.
There you go. Well, you got any other shout outs you want to make tonight before we go ahead and send you back to sign out of season 2?
I know it's kind of undecided what the future holds for the league going on here and with everybody. So shout out to, like I said, everybody that had a hand in this. A lot of late nights reviewing with admin. I know part of the admin panel as well, but I don't do as much work as you guys do. So I applaud everybody that does the admin stuff and reviews after the race. So thank you to everybody there. Thank you to everybody watching. Thank you to my dad and my wife, my daughter. As always, love you guys. Appreciate it. And thank you for Blake for coming in for the last couple of races and keeping you company, because I had to do that at one point with the All-Star race. I felt bad for you.
Absolutely. I appreciate any company I can get. I'm not the best at talking to myself, so I definitely enjoy whenever I have somebody else to throw stuff off.
It definitely helps having somebody to talk to instead of yourself.
And before we let you go, Jersey Gamer says, I'm his only friend from Jersey. He should know be mine now, LOL.
No, I know exactly who it is. Thank you very much for stopping by, Tommy. I love you, buddy. Thank you, and I appreciate it.
All right, well, congratulations on the top 3 tonight. Unfortunately, not enough to bring home the championship, but still a great race from you. And we'll go ahead and let you hang out with everybody else. Thank you for joining us.
Awesome. Thank you for having me. And I don't know. We'll see what the future does next year, what it holds, and see if we can finally get a championship.
There you go. Shane Fuller.
Good job, Shane.
Thank you.
All right. Time for the Sharpie machine here. Bringing home second tonight after a pretty good race for the 04. Mark, it's Jesse and Blake up in the booth. Do you got a copy?
Got you guys.
All righty. Well, bringing home second tonight didn't have quite enough for the 38 there at the end, but go ahead, talk us through this race for you. How are you feeling bringing home P2?
Second sucks. After Texas especially, I thought I would have had more for him here, but just struggled throughout the entire night and was honestly happy to walk away with a second. I had fourth place pace for most of that last stage there. Just mixed up the tire strategy a little bit, and I think I just blew the motor out of the car. So at least we're not bringing this back next season.
Nope, you don't need that one.
Yeah, my spotters tell me I blew it up, so hope we don't do post-race inspection too closely. But yeah, it was the car didn't handle great. It was tight in, loose off, and everybody else was just driving away. I couldn't figure out what they were doing differently. Just trying to play catch up all night.
Yeah, I mean, it was still definitely a pretty good race for you. You know, you and Cam had a pretty good battle there in stage 1. Cam ended up trying to make a move on you there at the start of stage 2, ended up spinning off the front end of Shane, and that kind of set him back pretty much until halfway through the final stage. He was able to get back out in front there, and it kind of looked like a repeat of stage number 1 where you and Cam were kind of running away from everybody else. And I thought it was going to come down to you guys, and y'all ended up, ending up 1 and 2 there at the end. So definitely still a really good showing for you. Second in the points, second tonight. Blake, you got anything for Mark?
No, I mean, second's definitely not a good feeling, but Mark, you should definitely be proud being new to the series. Cam Patterson's got some serious talent, and I've seen races where he's literally just about lapped the field, so you should definitely feel good about giving him a run for his money.
Thank you. I appreciate that. It was really satisfying when I could get up there and beat him, but he's a hell of a driver. He definitely deserved the championship.
Absolutely. Well, before we go ahead and send you back down, do you have any shout outs you want to make for the final time here in season number 2?
I was gonna make a list and I honestly forgot, so I hope I get everybody here. But first and foremost, you guys for broadcasting. I know Blake came in late in the season and really appreciate that. Adds a new voice to the broadcast, and like you said to Shane, you're not talking to yourself the whole time. So I bet it's nice to have a co-star in the booth. But yeah, John McIntyre for getting me into this series. I raced with him in a few other leagues, and he talked me into running this. So shout out to him, Bill Sleep and David Mayo. When they stuck around as teammates. I know they had a lot of other stuff going on in their lives though, so it sucks they couldn't finish out the season. My mom, she sat down and watched every race from a state away, so I can't appreciate her enough for everything she did. Let's see, everybody for coming out here and running every week. The drivers make the league, and it's a really good group of guys here, so hopefully next season don't mind me dropping stuff. But hopefully next season we can come out and put on some more good shows, have another good championship battle and stuff. The admins for putting this together to begin with, I can't thank them enough. They put on a great series, and it was a lot of fun coming out and forgetting about the outside world on Thursday nights. And sitting across the room from me, shout out to Grace. She supported every single race, came here to watch me race a couple of times, so can't appreciate her enough uplifting me even after getting a second, because not gonna lie, it's pretty disappointing. But I think I got everybody.
I think that's the exact same thing that Shane said was, he was kind of bummed about third, but he said at least it ain't second. It is a tough feeling, but you definitely have support in the chat. Christina Parkhurst, great race. Mark, George Patterson, Cam's dad, even telling you, great job. So you definitely put on a hell of a show this season. It's been fun to watch you, and can't wait to watch you some more later on.
Yeah, and for Blake, I'll be seeing you over in 5150 as well. Gonna start a rookie campaign over there in a couple weeks.
Oh, that's great news to hear. Hey, you definitely ran a great season. I look forward to seeing you over there as well.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, man.
All right. Thank you again. Congratulations. Coming home second tonight. Talk to you later, Mr. Mark Parkhurst.
Oh, before you let me go, I do want to thank everybody in the chat for the shout outs. I have much love, much appreciation. Thank you all.
All right. Catch you next time.
Great job, Mark.
Thank you.
That leaves one more person to chat with there in the 38 Red Bull machine, the man of the hour, Donut Box Season 2 champion, Cam Patterson. It's Jesse and Blake up in the booth. Do you got a copy?
Yes, I do.
Well, you did it, man. You brought home the title, the 9th win on the season. Got tons of support in the chat. It's been a great year for you. Go ahead and walk us through this last race for you and how you're feeling right now.
No, I got the biggest smile on my face, man. I was so locked in and just counting down the laps, 20, 15, 10, 5. It was just, it went by so slowly. And Shane had a little bit of a different strategy, and then Mark came out of nowhere. But thankfully, Mark pushed a lot and wasn't able to get to me, and it went my way. And I'm so satisfied. I genuinely, this is like, I didn't get as excited as I did at some other races at the beginning of the season, but I think it's just more relieving because after losing that 5150 Cup Series championship with having the same amount of wins, not a successful season, but still like just being really good and being the championship pick and going in there and letting down a lot of people, I still think about that. And now that I've done this, I've won the championship. I did what I had to do, and I made people watching proud, and I think that's what really means a lot to me, And this is just it's just so good. And I got me a crisp $100, so don't know what I'm gonna spend that on, but it's great. It really is awesome.
Absolutely. Do you have I think the only real incident for you tonight was there at the start of stage 2. What happened there from your perspective?
Fully on me. What happened was I was pushing up to Mark, and I got that, I guess, the championship jitters or whatever, and I just made a really impatient move. I knew that my spotter didn't say clear, but I saw the whole of Shane's car in my rear, and I was like, I got it down low. It's gonna be close. And as soon as I went, the car just snapped, and so I went right around. It was my fault completely because I knew I had to run on on Mark, but Shane was right below me, and so I tried to fill in a gap that wasn't even there, and so it just messed up my whole stage 2. But I didn't let that get to me. I knew that there was a whole 90 laps afterwards, and it thankfully did not change the outcome of the race, and so it was really nice.
Absolutely. Doing what you needed to do, bringing home the title. Blake, you got anything for Cam here?
Let's see. Yeah, I got one. George says that he has found a bucket hat with number 38 on it already, so I definitely would order that if I were you. And then secondly, after you end up spinning out there, having the issue, which I miss, I have no clue what happened, but were you thinking in your head, oh no, not again?
What do you mean, no, not again?
Missing another championship that you probably should have gone.
Yeah, that's exactly what went through my head. I was like, no way I'm about to get 4th out of 4 guys once again just because of a mistake I made trying to cut across somebody, and ended up, not being not being good for me. But yeah, that's exactly what went through my head. And I was also thinking, well, Blake just made a bad decision being a bandwagon towards me, because as soon as he said that, I dumped myself. I'm honestly kind of scared that my dad found a 38 bucket hat. If he does end up ordering it, I will take a picture of myself with it, and I'll send it in the server. Make sure that everybody will see.
All right, George, be sure to order that, George.
Yeah, Dad, wherever you are, order that right now. Get it. Come on. I won the championship for you guys. I got to get that 38 bucket hat.
And one other comment in the chat from Andrew Lewis. He says, the GOAT, not enough roof rail space for all those win stickers. It definitely doesn't look like there's 8 of them on there, and this would be the 9th, so I think you did kind of run out of space there. You might have to get rid of that Harry's decal.
Well, it's actually not because I ran out of space, because I got lazy. I think we talked about this earlier. It's because it's that spec map, man. I was just like, I went into this and I missed out on adding it, and I was like, I'm too lazy for this. I just want to win this championship and make my parents proud. And so I was just like, it looks like 9. Just don't count them, and it'll be good to go. But yeah, it's 7. This is from like, I don't know when I made this. I'm so bad at updating like my paint, because when it's got a spec layer, I'm like, I gotta do this and this, yada yada yada. So yeah, but just put an imaginary +2 on there. You know that idea that you had.
Yeah, there you go.
Remember? Yeah, exactly. That was that was a funny idea.
See, it's a bit easier for me because I only get one of them every like 1 or 2 months, so it's not a lot for me to keep track of adding them to my cars. So I don't know your struggle, but I can understand it.
Yeah, no, it's fair. If I didn't have a spec map, I would easily just add one from the next one I'd get. But spec map, man, it makes it difficult. I'm just sitting there, I'm like, oh, and so I just act like there's 9 on there and hope for the best.
Absolutely. Well, bringing home the title to draw an end to Donut Box Xfinity Season 2. You got any shout outs you want to make one final time here for Season 2?
One final time to my parents, mom, dad, all your nicknames. I don't want to, drop names. George, and then my mom. I don't know if she wants me to say her name or not. Thank you guys for being behind me this entire time. I mean, I'll say this to you face to face, and I love y'all. And that championship, that was solely for you two, wherever y'all are watching it. That was for mom and for dad specifically, not for me, not for my teammates. I'm sorry, guys. I'll shout you out in a little bit. That was for my parents because they are the people that have been behind me my entire life, all 16 years. They have been the reason I've gotten here. They've been the reason I've just succeeded in life. They are, they're everything to me. So yeah, all of it is for my parents. And shout out to my teammates, Tyler Smith, Andrew Lewis, and Ryan Castleberry. They have joining them before the playoffs was a great decision. I was with Logan for most of the season, and we don't work well together, as you've seen. So I think it was good for the best of us that we both split apart. And shout out to all the Championship 4 drivers, Mark Parkhurst, Shane Fuller, and Logan Physician. Y'all put on a great battle this entire season, and Mark and Shane, it was great being with them and fighting them up in the front this entire season. But a special shout out to Mark. He's definitely been my top competitor. He's the guy that I've had my eye on this entire season. And I know every night I'd go to bed thinking the one guy I can't lose this to is Mark. He was my top worry for all 20 races. So yeah, shout out to him. Shout out to Cody for running this league. It sucks that it might be coming to an end due to money. And if anyone watching can help him, if any of you guys have a good idea, he's got sim racing equipment set up on a Facebook Marketplace. I don't know his exact handle for Facebook, but I mean, if you guys want to help him anyway, I fully recommend you should, so that you can watch more of this racing. This is a great series, and yeah, shout out to everybody watching. That's my friend, that's my family. Anyone that's in the chat, anyone that's just sitting at home and saw it and decided to just look at this, I appreciate it. It's honestly been a great season, and shout out to you and Blake, obviously, because Blake's here now. I don't even know where he came from, but Blake's here, so that's all that matters. And shout out to you guys for broadcasting. It's a great broadcast, and yeah, it's been an amazing season, and I don't think anything else will ever replace this past few months that I've had spending with you guys. It's been awesome.
Absolutely. Well, it's been a blast to watch you and everybody else go around the track week after week. You got the job done, brought home the title. You can officially say you're a Donut Box champion, so congratulations on that.
Thank you.
And we will see you next time, buddy.
I don't know when the next time will be, but if this is my last time getting interviewed by you guys are great interviewers, honestly. 10 out of 10. Because Blake's here, I'll say that the Hutchison Motorsports TV and Jesse Becker TV, I don't know the exact name, they're equally just as good, so that none of you guys hate me. But yeah, thank you guys so much for everything. It's been great. This is honestly the best outcome.
All right. Well, congratulations one more time on the championship,
Yeah.
Cam Patterson.
Thank you.
Good job, Cam.
Thank you, Blake.
All right. Well, that's going to go ahead and wrap it up for a fantastic 20 weeks of season number 2 here. Blake, I know you just kind of caught on the tail end of the season, hopping in for a stage and coming in tonight for the end of the race. You got any final thoughts tonight?
I mean, all I got is you definitely did a great job. This being your first full season broadcasting, this was definitely your ship here. I just hopped in at the end to kill some time. So great job again, Jesse. You deserve all the credit here.
Absolutely, and hopefully I can find some time to hop into some of yours and hang out a little bit, because I definitely enjoy co-commentating with you, because it makes it a blast.
Most definitely, anytime.
Alrighty, well, that's gonna do it for the final time here in Donut Box Season 2. Thank you to everybody still out there watching. If you're still out there, hit that like, hit that subscribe button. even hit the little frickin' bell that'll like tell you when there's a new video or a new live stream. I still got to upload the final Donut Box Cup Series race because I'm super lazy and I'm just now realizing that. But I will do that. Anyways, stay tuned for more racing. We're going to have something come back on this channel, whether it is trucks, Xfinity, next gen, hell, maybe some damn IMSA. It could be anything. There's going to be more racing on this channel eventually in the future, so stay tuned. Thank you again to all the drivers for a great season. I've had a blast doing this. As Blake said, my first ever full season of doing a broadcast. Definitely some spaces I can improve, but overall, I think there was a lot of improvement throughout the season. And, it's been a blast doing this. So, for the final time here, Donut Box Xfinity Season 2, we're going to jam out to some music as we watch Cam Patterson's burnout, and we will catch you next time.